Hello everyone, I hope it's going well and I hope your MFL journey is going as well as mine is at the moment. I say that, however, the league form has taken a tanking. We were doing quite nicely, but we have slipped out of the top 3, which isn't great, and considering that the 5th up has won today, not ideal. I'd like to sneak into 3rd place. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I lost to the guy that I played, unfortunately. The tactic's good, the players just aren't strong enough at the moment, but we'll get to that in a minute. One incredible thing, however, is this result here. 1-0 win in the cup, which puts us through to the final, and if we win that, then this season is just perfect. 1.8k we get for that, so that's, I mean, it makes up for the losses that we've had in the league. I didn't even win my group, and here we are in the final. Let's have a look. Where did this guy didn't win his group either, so you know, I can't complain at all. 11.8k we'd get if we win. Sorry, no we wouldn't. 2.4k we would get if we win, and that will go a long way to helping us reach what I'm thinking of doing with the MFL, and obviously you guys can let me know what you think. But the squad isn't in a bad place at the moment. We made some mistakes early on in the season, so if we go to our first team here, we go to the tactic. So if it wasn't for the transfer window that we had, 1, 2, 3 players we wouldn't have brought in. Now obviously I'm going to look to add some better players down here more than anything. The depth that I have I'm not happy with. Like when I first started, I obviously signed this guy. I don't know why I brought him in. Ura, I don't know why I brought him in either. This guy's okay, but a lot of these players I'm going to move on to the second club that we have, which is kind of just, I'm hoping I can stabilise it in Ice Division. 5 games on the loss is not good. We played in a Nepenthe as a team yesterday. We did lose that. I haven't watched the replay yet. We've got another game in 8 minutes or so you can obviously check up on that and see how that game does. But this is how we're looking. We've got 4th tonight, and then we've got a big game against the guy just 1 place above us. So what I think I'm actually going to do for this team is I'm going to... we're pretty much fully rotated anyway. Zimmerman is rested again, which is nice. But yeah, this is what we're going to go for anyway. I don't know if I like the 5 at the back. I've been testing it. This is kind of like a testing team for me. I think I'm going to switch back to a 4 at the back for next season. But we'll get to that closer to the time. What I'm going to be looking at today is my movements in the market, because tactics aren't my strongest point. I feel like I am better in and around the market. So obviously, like I said, I'd mentioned that I'd sold some of my players. I've sold another one out of the pack that I've got, so that just leaves me 1 player that I've got left, and I've turned a profit on it. I sold the 18-year-old that I mentioned before. He's 47 rated. He's never really going to play for me, and I got this from a referral reward. Don't forget, if you are looking to start MFL, there is a link down below that you can use, and upon spending $25, you do get a free common player. So I sold one of them for $3, which is pretty good, and I sold another one for $8. This guy, thinking about it now, I probably should have kept. Because I wasn't thinking I was going to play a 4 at the back, I should have just kept him and used him. But I've sold him, not too annoyed, because I can probably buy a player around that rating that's about 24 or 25 anyway. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to 2 teams for next season. I've got some ideas about what I could do for the 3rd team. I'm thinking maybe I go for a loan only, keep the funds that I've got and reinvest them. I know a few people have spoke about it, but I haven't seen it done yet, so I think that's what I will do for that one. I've got a good idea about how I'm going to get the referral reward, so that's an idea for later. But the market at the moment is incredibly difficult to get any good deals in. Obviously, with all the new players coming in, it is very, very difficult to find players in the market. Everyone's been buying them for Sparta Division, and obviously the Redemption Cup's going on at the minute. There's probably going to be a couple of games that are being played. So yeah, so look, the Redemption Cup 1. If we go to Tier 4, maybe they're playing games, or so. No, why have I gone to Tier 4? Let's go to Tier 1, because obviously these are the people that are going to be coming into the league. A lot of them are very, very, very strong. So how did... Actually, let's have a look at some of these people here. Pranksy Plays went through on penalties. Wow. I was expecting him to do really, really well. Obviously, in here, there are some other teams as well. Laird's team didn't do too great, but I think he'll pick it up eventually. But let's take a look at the best team here, for example. Moline Beck. Now, I don't know who this guy is. DNS. He's someone that's coming back to the game. Like, look at this. This is not Spark level. This is top of stone bottom of iron level, I would suggest. And people like this are, I mean, he doesn't even rotate his players, to be fair. Yeah, he's not rotated them. People like this are going to be what makes it difficult for certain teams to go up early on, and there'll probably be a little bit of instability in the leagues for a while as this game kicks off here. So that's why I think for my first club, I'm just going to keep going at what I've been doing. I'll probably look to bring in 2 or 3 players if I can re-sign the loan players that I have, which I'm very, very happy with. So if we go here, if we re-sign, say, Abba, Quintana, Landry, Ferrada, I don't want to re-sign Casas because I think I can get a left back in of that quality or better. The players that I'd look to strengthen would be Casas, probably a new right winger, probably a new striker, probably a backup right back as well. That's what I would be aiming for. There's a few players there that I obviously do need to replace. The other ones that I'm not currently using are what will make up the second squad. I have 1 or 2 players currently away, but what I think I'm going to do is, because obviously I've got the option to go for the common players, the limited player I'm not so sure on. I think I'm just going to save it for an uncommon player. Obviously I can save up for next season. I should get about 6,500 this season. Obviously, if I can do that again next season or get even more, that's great. But that's what I'm going to go for because that's actually what will add quality to my side. And obviously, the value that I get, if I get a 65 rated, he's going to start for me. Whereas if I say get 2 55s from the limited, it's not the best in the world. And that's why I think just holding out for that uncommon pack is going to be my best choice. I'm probably also going to still pick up for the drop. What I think I will do actually is so we have the drop here. Obviously reward day is here. What I may do is I may go live throughout the day for reward day, stream all day, obviously do some bits here and there. This is when the main packs are gonna be dropped. Pick up some players then, and again pick up some more players for the drop day. We've got plenty of time before the start of the season here on the 30th, but that's what I'm thinking. Also, I'm going to be live this Sunday from probably around 7:30, 8ish until the evening. But I think I was obviously thinking about getting that Spark Club. I don't really have the depth at the moment. Once I've done another season, got a few more players in that are mine, that I own, that I can do what I want with, then probably I'll look at doing another one. But for now, I'm happy with the clubs that I have. Onto the current state of the market, like I said. I've been doing some numbers. I feel like the prices between the 21-year-olds to the 24, 25-year-olds are still a little bit higher, but it's not horrific. My current strategy is 21-year-olds I can think about keeping. If they're, say, 19, 20, I'm just going to sell them because I can get better players who are already at their potential later on. 18-year-olds, 16, 17, 100%. Because the chances are I've added a couple of them to my watch list. And obviously I've just sold Petrov here as well. Like this guy here, $3 for a 39 rated player. He's never going to reach anything usable for me. In the Spark division, sure, he might serve a purpose. But right now, it just doesn't make sense for me to hold on to him. Obviously when the club pack gets dropped, there is... or at the start of the new season, there is likely to be that promo with the club pack. So if you're looking at doing that, maybe wait until then, as you can pick up a few nice deals. But yeah, the current floor for players is probably about $3. There's obviously some that will go for 2, but majority are going to be 3. The question is whether this drops. I think it will do, back to $2, just when the player packs are dropped with Spark Division, with all that new supply coming out onto the market. That's when I think it's going to happen. I just think they're so inflated because people are trying to get players in for their new clubs. Whereas people like me, we have our clubs. We don't need to sign anyone at the moment. This guy, obviously, I paid a little bit more for. I paid $12 for him. Obviously, he's got to go up in rating, so I'm not too fussed about that. But I just think it's a very, very interesting time to be watching what's going on. If I'm a new player coming to the service, right now, I'm not thinking to myself, this is the time to pick up players. I think right now is time just to sit, wait, see what happens, just watch what other people are doing. Waiting until at the earliest, a week today is the best time to wait, and probably even a week after that when this drop hits and there's even more supply. The price will fall here, they'll fall even more here. The players that you want are going to be listed between these two times, so if you're on the market, this is the time to be picking up the players. After that, it will drop off. This is your time probably then to pick up your loan players, and then obviously in for the start of the season. You'll want them by match day 1, so you're all set and ready. But like I said, as I go into this game here for my backup squad, Just going to pull it up in the background. 2-0 down, absolutely no shock there. I've fully rotated. I don't think the 5-back is working for me. I'm going to try and learn more about tactics. I've done some investigation with watching games. The full length of the game has actually been really helpful for me. I've watched it in the 2D, done multiple iterations, multiple changes. 5-back seems okay, but I think 4-back is just a little bit easier to fit everything into. One thing that I will say is, if you have your players on take long shots, just take it off, because that hurts their XG so much. They'll have shots, but they're never ever good chances. Most of the time they can have a better chance if they ran in with the ball. So I find just taking long shots off is the most effective way. I mean, you see it in real life now. Coaches always discourage their players from taking long shots, and I guess that the MFL is the same way. But like I said, let me know what you're looking to do with your current players. Join the Discord as per, so we can chat about it, show me what you're doing. But right now is kind of just a sit and keep tight period in MFL. So much is going to be happening from next week onwards with the start of a new season. Obviously, if you're pushing for promotion, that's great. But in terms of the market, now is just the time to sit, hold what you've got, and prepare yourself for next season. Maybe sell off some players that you're not going to use whilst the prices are really high, like I have been, but I wouldn't necessarily look to add right now. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you're doing, and I'll see you on Sunday. Don't forget to stop in when I go live. See you later.